Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. I've been way behind in getting my garden, my urban sanctuary, up and running this year. Just too much to do with two churches, you know? But some of you have asked about the pear tree. It did survive the winter, and you can see we're getting a lot of pears on it now. Last year at this time, we had that Baltimore Oriole stop by. That was a rare sight here in the city, but I loved it. They had a little smorgasbord. They just went from pear to pear and came back over 2 or 3 days. Of course, it meant I didn't have many pears to cook with, but oh well. And we've changed things around a little bit, and I don't have as many hanging baskets. But we're doing some work here in the yard this year, and we're going to be putting in a whole new bed here, which right now looks terrible. And I've moved we don't have the gazebo back here, just the one up front where I've been recording from. And this part of the yard back here where nothing grows, we're going to, I think, put in some crushed stone and create something here. So hold on for a second while I put the umbrella up. Or maybe not. I can't tell where things are, if they're even connected to do that yet. It's kind of like my faith, and maybe yours too. It's not what we want it to be yet, but it's a work in progress. And sometimes we have to work harder than others. And sometimes it doesn't look the way we want it to. But we just keep doing a little bit at a time, right? And that's how our faith works too, a little bit at a time. So as I look back on my yard, I can see where different projects are that I've done or I've finished in my little sanctuary. I can see the different areas where I want to rest and read or write or think. Do you have those in your heart? I do. Different places where I want to just be at certain times. And sometimes I don't want other people to join me in my garden. And sometimes I want everyone to see it. And it's taken me a lot of years to realize that how I like it may not be what they would do with it. I mean, this is not a manicured garden. I have friends who use, edge trimmers and those edge spades. And that's not me. Mine is more country. Let it grow, because I miss where I grew up. And that was pretty overgrown and sloppy and out in the country. And it's hard to do that in the city. So I have these sections of my yard where it's just like, oh yeah, that I can look at that and think that I'm home. Do you have that in your heart, those places? Things, maybe items or pictures or memories, or places that you go in your heart and you say, oh yeah, I'm home, and I know it's not what other people would want, but boy, that speaks to me. This happens to be what I call my urban sanctuary. Where's yours? Where is the sanctuary of your heart? Where do you go to get replenished? To get fed? Are there certain things you have to do? Are there certain foods? Are there certain scents or aromas? Are there certain colors that elicit that feeling from you, that you feel comfortable and safe and secure and like everything's going to be okay? You hear the birds and the wind chimes. God offers us those places. And the Spirit helps us build them. And when we're there, we can find Jesus. I frequently feel as if people or spirits on the other side come to visit me and talk with me. And sometimes I feel that I'm in the presence of Jesus or the Spirit or whatever it is. And maybe you call it nature. We can call it different things. The important thing is that we feel it. So today, tomorrow, the next day, I invite you to take some time. If you know where that place is for you, either externally or internally, spend some time there. If you don't, spend some time finding it or creating it. The girls are moving upstairs into their apartment. It's the Great Migration. They started taking things up a few days ago and spent their first night up there on a blow-up mattress because they hadn't moved the bed yet. They still haven't. But one of the first things Carly took up was her crystal collection. And she's been collecting rocks and stones and crystals since she was a little tyke. And she can tell you the energetic or healing properties of most of them. And I said, are you going to have an altar or are you going to put them all around in different rooms? She said, I haven't decided yet. I need to get a feel for the place. And she has this vision, though, of, she said, a thin shelf with them on it. And she was referring to some piece of furniture that I didn't remember. But I thought to myself, she's already creating that space for her with what's important to her. And I have mine in my pantry office. Where's yours? I also have mine that's outside, and this is one of the first days I've been able to just come out and sit and record. And I have work to do, but I also have a funeral this afternoon that I need to center myself for. So I put off the work for a while. Find your space. And once you've found it, spend some time in it. It will be good for you. It'll be good for God to have you there. It'd be great for Jesus to come and meet you there. Okay? All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause. We'll see you back here next time. And until then, I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. Take care. God bless. Bye for now.